Alright guys, welcome back to uThermal versus that's what I was meant to say. Wow, that was a failure. Welcome back to Team Gravity's Fight Night, where we will be having uThermal versus Petraeus up next as our next series. But we're just waiting for Petraeus to finish up a game in the Lycan League or so. So we're going to be getting going as soon as we can. But we're going to have Namshot joining us soon as well, so I have a co-caster, which will be exciting. So yeah, that's what's happening. We should be back as soon as possible um, with with uThermal versus Petraeus. So don't go far, guys. We'll be back as soon as we can be. Welcome back, guys, to Team Gravity's Fight Night. I prepared. I got it right this time. We're going into uThermal versus Petraeus. Namshar is missing in action. He was currently walking his dog, or so I'm told. So while he's walking his dog, we're going to go into game number 1 and get started with uThermal versus Petraeus. And we're going to get going here in a couple of moments' time. Just been having some lobby banter with uThermal. Petraeus and uThermal both readied up here, so we should be going in game in a couple moments' time. As again, this is going to be our second best of 5 of the night. And of course, after this, we have Lilbo versus Major coming up in a best of 7 TVP. So some TVZ for you guys right now as we load on up into this and we get set to go. So Deadwing is going to be map number 1, a very large map here for this first map of this best of 5. We could see quite a long game on this one. Depends on the spawns, really. It depends if uThermal gets those vertical spawns or not. So we'll see here in a few moments' time as we get into the game. Just loading up right now. Was I meant to be quiet to let you play a video? Cool. I'm going to be quiet.
Team Gravity presents Fight Night.
Y'all ready for this?
Alright guys, so here we are in Team Gravity's Fight Night, uThermal versus Petraeus. Starting up in the lower right hand corner of the map, we have our yellow Zerg player representing my insanity. Is going to be Petraeus. And over in the upper left hand corner, we have our red Terran player from AT Gaming. It is uThermal. So, yeah, TVZ cross spawns is going to be good for Petraeus here. Petraeus has been in an absolute monster mode lately. If you guys didn't see it in the SC2 ITL the other day, he took down MMA. He really has just been doing pretty well since he came to Europe. I'm actually really surprised he didn't actually qualify into WCS. He was like, what, 1 round away or something? I think he lost to Cyril, and of course Cyril's an absolute beast as well, so it's just one of those things. But lately he's lost to Beastie Cutie lately, actually. What was that in? In the Lycan League last week, okay. But other than that, he's been doing pretty well, taking maps off of Hydra and stuff, beating MMA as I said before. So yeah, he's doing pretty good. And of course, just been consistently improving since he moved to Europe to play in the My Insanity house. As Petraeus is just going to come down here. Hatchery first, this is going to be Reaper opening here for uThermal, playing under the tag Mad Mark for whatever reason. Probably because his name is Mark and he is mad, or so. I think he changed that after he lost in WCS, so maybe that has something to do with it. Who knows? We'll never know. SCV building this barracks here as the Reaper will be on the way out in a couple moments' time, getting up to that first 50 gas, and we'll see what the follow-up here is going to be from uThermal. Most likely just going to continue mining gas, put down a factory and a reactor. The main thing to be looking for is how many Reapers does he make. I guess that's going to be the most interesting part of this early game. See whether he makes just 1 Reaper, whether he goes up to 2. I don't see him making 3 here on Dead Ring. It's not that great a map for Reapers. There's only really 1 way into the natural, only 1 way in towards the main. So you can't do very much. Well, I guess there's a couple of ways you can kind of abuse the back rocks and stuff like that, but you're probably not going to get very much done with 3 Reapers. Not as much as you can get done on Catalina, for example. So see what happens. First Reaper finishes up, and we're just going to have that barracks lifting up. Going to be popping down the reactor as the first Reaper comes across the map. And the command center comes down on the low ground here for uThermal, so no real surprises so far. And this Reaper going cross map because the first SCV did scout that bottom left corner, so knows it's not vertical spawns here. So Reaper able to go in the correct direction to begin with, redirects towards the natural straight away, and that will be coming in right now to try and see what is going on here. And of course, Petraeus, he's pretty good at this game, and he made his first set of Zerglings at that natural, so they come out straight away to defend this Reaper, and a couple more Lings on the way as well. First Queen on the way out. Drone just start mining here. You should be able to keep that alive. Good control so far. He might lose 1 Zergling now. No, not quite. uThermal backs off just at the wrong moment there. As these things will just play a bit of back and forth, but as the Queen comes out, the Reaper will just have to turn away and try and just do a little bit more damage, but nothing done so far. And this has been a good defense so far by Petraeus. Obviously expecting him to, obviously do quite well. I'm not really expecting him to die against a single Reaper or anything, so nice to see him taking no damage at all, though. I mean, not a single Zergling kill is pretty good going. So yeah, now there's 6 Zerglings on the map. They're going to move forwards here, and uThermal is paying attention and will be able to get a little bit more damage done. But again, nice pullback on the damaged Zergling there. And again, just continue to be a bit annoying. The Queen should be coming forwards, and there it is actually to turn that Reaper away. The Reaper just going to sit over here. Gas has been taken by Petraeus. He's got that Zergling speed. Going to finish up in about a minute or so as he... Oh, he gets the surround on the Reaper! Oh, the Reaper's just about able to escape though, so that's a little bit sad there in the end as another Zergling also gets taken down. And, well, the speed about to finish up. No more gas being mined, so Petraeus is just going to be happy with that so far. First Hellions are on the way across here for uThermal as they just pop out of that factory. And other than that, not really too much else to say. That third base comes down for Petraeus, and he's just going into that nice and not really super early or anything, just 6 minutes, nice and standard. No 2-base Mutalisk or anything like that. Starts to work his way through these rocks in case there's any kind of, you know, tank drop play or anything like that. So, let's see what happens. I mean, it doesn't look as though uThermal is done for anything like that. Because these 2 Queens are going to turn around a couple of Hellions, turn around the Reaper. And again, just as we would expect here early on, starport on the way. And the tech lab coming down as well. So we see a Bane nest item for Petraeus. Wow, so this isn't necessary to be aggressive, and in fact, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be. He's still making some drones. He just wants this up in case of, you know, potential Hellbat attacks, etc. I'm not sure what that Overlord just saw from Petraeus. He didn't see the starboard of the tech lab, so he doesn't quite know about that just yet, as these Hellions and Reaper just been a little bit annoying here against that Queen. Zerglings still working their way through these rocks, and yeah, it's just going to be a Viking out of uThermal from that starport. So he's just going to go straight into Stimpack here, I imagine, on that tech lab and marine production. So the Viking's kind of nice because, I mean, you can shut down the overlords out on the map. You can take down any kind of vision from drops. And it really helps as the game goes on, especially on a large map like Deadwing. You really do want you to, especially in cross positions, you know, you want to have drops out on the map, pulling the Zerg out of position a little bit, able to get a little bit of damage in here and there. And, I mean, it doesn't really delay the rest of your build by too much, and, you know, you get some Overlord kills. It's just kind of annoying in general, and, you know, right now there's at least 4 Overlords in position to be picked off by Vikings, so this Viking can get some work done. It's just a matter of finding where those Overlords are. There's 2 down to that left-hand side of the main, though, of uThermal, so he knows one of them is there, so he's definitely going to run into the second one as well, so let's see what happens. We've got a couple of depots at the front door. We've got a couple of engineering bases on the way down for uThermal as well. So we've got 1-1 coming in for Petraeus already. So upgrades are going to be fairly even here in this game, which is kind of nice for the Zerg player who would usually be kind of used to having the Terran player be a little bit ahead on upgrades. And, you know, Terran probably will take that lead as the game goes on. As these Overlords go down. I mean, 3 Overlords this soon into the game is quite a big deal. You can see Petraeus gets supply block just for a second there. He's anticipated these dying though, so he's already been remaking quite a lot. But still kind of frustrating to keep losing these Overlords as he now takes all of his gases with the lair on the way. He's going to be heading into that Spire very soon. We'll see a centrifugal hook start up as well very shortly, I would imagine, as the extra barracks for uThermal coming in right now. 5 marines being produced at a time. 4th and 5th racks about to finish. There's that 1-1 starting, and the first 2 medevacs on the way as well. So he's going to be looking to move across the map here. Probably with his first couple of medevacs. Creep spread not that great actually so far from Petraeus. The first scan kills off one of those forward creep teamers. Queens have a lot of energy on them, but just reluctant to actually use it right now. He puts another creep teamer forward here. A couple of lings get toasted on that tower. And Hannah's just keeping good map control right now. Another couple of lings toasted as they try and get through the middle of the map. And again, I mean, uThermal, once these first medevacs come out, once Stim finishes, he's really going to want to just push forwards and just try and deny creep a little bit, for a little bit longer here, basically, more than anything else. So a bunch of lings popping out of that natural, and they're going to head towards this group of units here. In the middle of these bases, a couple of medevacs getting lifting up marines. And, well, you know, with that early map control, which uThermal has established with the Hellions, with the Viking, he's actually able to, he actually knows exactly where drops are, where, oh no, is it going to be seen by these Zerglings on the tower? It is, wow, so that's actually a little bit of a shame there. So Petraeus should have seen that if he's paying attention. And yeah, he's already moving units towards the main base. This is a pretty big deal. I mean, he flies through an Overlord as well, so kind of a little bit weird because, you know, he had the Vikings out on the map to try and deny this kind of vision, but didn't quite get there in the end. As he goes into towards the main, there's Zerglings in position here too. His first job not going to do much, and, you know, that's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. You know, you don't have to kill units right now, but it'd be nice to kind of put a bit of a kind of a, you know, just slow down the Zerg a little bit and stop him from, you know, just getting too far, you know, just, you know, going too far out of the way without being hindered. I mean, right now he's about to hit 80 drones, and he's got 2-2 on the way, Spire. You know, there's been nothing to stop him so far as an Overlord. With Overlord speed, he's actually been spreading out his Overlords once again. uThermal unloading here. 1-1 combat shield's about to finish. This is kind of a nice time with his upgrades finishing to try and get something done, but just too many units realistically for Petraeus, and uThermal not saving quite as many units as he maybe would have liked to there. Hellion goes down on that watchtower. Vikings doing such a great job this game. That's what, this is 5th Overlord it's going to kill. So that's pretty crazy as we have a big counterattack moving across from Petraeus. Cleans up that first army very easily and sees the rest of this army out on the map here. Off of creep though, going to be hard to get anything done, but the Lings are just going to run by and wow, uThermal just GG's right there. Just way far out of position. I guess he's going to lose a ton of SCVs. The Zerg already has, what, like 80 drones. You know, he's been completely unhindered all game. So game 1 just not going uThermal's way at all there. And then he's stretching the imagination. And you know, you might say a bit of a preemptive GG, but I think he was already going to lose his natural SCVs at least, which is kind of 20 workers. And when there's, again, you know, completely unhindered as the Zerg player, 80 drones, nothing to stop him. It's kind of a tough position on cross spawn. You know, maybe if it was vertical spawns, the rally push could do something, but in cross spawns, I don't really think so. So yeah, Catalina gonna be map number 2. Namshar is coming in apparently, so Namshar should be here momentarily, which is exciting. So we'll wait for him to join us. And yeah, map 2 Catalina, pretty standard choice I would say for a Terran player. No, uThermal likes to play 2 Rex Reaper on this. And Namshar is joining the call. Exciting times.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. I mean,
all
straight
good.
after a win, I'm gonna be feeling, yeah, pretty sweet.
Gonna spend them $10 on something?
Yeah, maybe some cashew nuts, maybe. some Coke Zero. Yeah,
Nice.
That's what I'm all about.
Nice, good stuff. Right.
Is my volume okay and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Cool. So yeah, Petraeus just took game number 1 on Deadwing. This is a pretty boring game.
Okay, I caught the end of it. Yeah, I didn't really see the game, but okay.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, nothing really happened. Like uThermal just got shut down with his drop, and then Petraeus ran by with some Zerglings, and uThermal gave up. So.
Oh. I do, but I don't know if I didn't have a lot of time to work with, right, when you asked me to cast, so I think I'd rather not for this time. Usually I'm always happy to use cam, but I don't know, I'm a bit of a mess right now, I think. I think I'd rather not. That's okay.
Alright, cool. So, Catalina is map number 2. Yeah, I mean, I was just saying Catalina's a pretty sick map for Terran in TVZ, in all matchups really.
Yeah.
We see a lot of Zerg players opening aggressively on this map just to shut down 2 Rax Reaper, which has been a bit popular lately and stuff like that. I mean, what do you usually do anything special on Catalina, or are you just kind of extra cautious of drops, etc.?
Yeah. Usually I just play standard. There's always the threat of the Reapers, of course. I've seen some Koreans open like 15 pool, 15 gas and stuff to really shut that kind of stuff down. But personally, I've been able to hold like 2x Reaper with 15 hatch most of the time. So I tend to 15 hatch a lot on the map. But yeah, drops are pretty good. But I still think there are like worse maps in the map pool, so I don't really mind it that much. As long as you play like really safe, you can get like a high queen count to really get that third up nice and safe, things like that. So, but yeah, it's pretty good for Terran, I'd say. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Well, let's introduce our players. We're going to start with our player in the upper right-hand corner here of Catalina. From my insanity, it is Petraeus.
Right, well, and in the left side of Catalina, we've got our purple Terran playing for AT Gaming. It is uThermal.
Yeah, so, I mean, last game basically was just Petraeus got straight up to 80 drones, then he got a run by in, and uThermal basically just gave up, and apparently he forgot his armory as well, so he didn't have 2Q,
Okay.
which would have been a bit problematic. Yeah, it was just
that...
standard opening, 3CC, got a Viking out,
Okay.
which racked up some kills, but nothing really exciting, just plain old TVC, so...
Yeah.
So yeah. But, you know, I know uThermal loves to play 2 racks Reaper on this map, and he's already opened with kind of an 11 racks, which does indicate he's going to be at least a little bit more aggressive with the Reapers. But yeah, we'll just see how he opens. So, and we'll see how Petraeus opens as well. Looks as though he's just going to 15 hatch though. So yeah, just as you said. I mean, yeah, you know, as you said, you can hold off pretty much anything with a 15 hatch into CVT. So
You can, yeah. Like normal, like proxy 2 racks Marines in the middle of the map can be kind of like annoying.
Yeah.
But the 2 racks Reaper, you can hold it with 15 hatch. You know, if your pull timing is on time and you get the gas as well. But yeah, uThermal going for the 11 racks 11 gas should be going for the 3 Reaper, which is like a good map to do it on. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be going for that, going for the SCV scout as well to make sure he can get the Reaper in the right location. Since he's scouting the right place first with the SCV, he's probably going to make a bunker, I think, too, with this. Would make a lot of sense, especially with this 3 Reaper opening, to force out even more Zerglings.
yep.
So we'll see if he decides to do that.
It makes sense. I think it was WCS the other day. Happy was putting down loads of bunkers against Pig in the early parts of the game, and he kept getting them up, and Pig had to commit so many Zerglings to try and take it down, which I'm not sure if it's kind of the right thing. I think you have to wait for a couple of queens before you can really break through it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you really do take a lot, and that bunker is on the way. And I mean, Petraeus just doesn't see it at all. It's going to be halfway done before he sees it with the hatchery, and Reaper is already here, so it's not going to be denied here at least. So this is already kind of nice for uThermal, but again, you know, if Petraeus deals with this properly, it shouldn't be that dangerous at all.
Yeah, I don't think this is too bad. Personally, when the Reaper is this fast with the 11 racks, I don't even like pulling drones to kill the SCV, because Reaper's gonna get so many free shots on the drones if the SCV just stays alive, which it should. So I kind of like just, yeah, like you said, waiting for 2 queens, get like 8 lings maybe, and then just attack with everything together, and you shouldn't really lose that much, and then you don't lose mining time with drones and stuff, so... Oh, might lose 1 drone though, 1 goes down, that's kind of nice for uThermal.
Yeah, and of course, Catalina, so you can just hop out of that main base to the left-hand side as well, really easy, and come back towards the natural, where SCV's coming inside the bunker, won't be able to do much against this queen on his own. But another queen coming down, and a few more lings on the way. Looks as though he'll be trying to take this bunker down in the next few moments or so. Queen coming down to the natural as well. These Reapers hop in there, but here we go, maybe? Not just yet.
This is incredibly cheeky though. Look at those 2 lings over going towards uThermal space. I don't know how he snuck those out, but they're going to delay this command for a little while. All the 3 Reapers are across the map, but they're killing a couple drones now. All the queens are in the natural. 2 drones have gone down already. Lings though starting to hurt the Reapers a bit, but...
Yeah, the Reapers are going to get turned away here. SCV is actually being pulled to deal with the lings down towards the natural expansion. Reactor's just finished up here, so it's going to be a little while still before uThermal can get that going again. So while Petraeus lost some drones, I definitely think this has been alright for him in the long run. I mean, that's 4 SCVs not mining. He lost an SCV, the command center's delayed, and so yeah, I think overall probably pretty fair. And we still have 3 Reapers here, but speed's about to finish, so Petraeus has pretty much held off this early aggression.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's kind of even. Like, I think 4 drones maybe total went down, but delaying that CC for a while is pretty good. Losing the Overlord though, I'm gonna give a slight edge to uThermal, because that is a pretty big deal. He's gonna have to make one more Overlord than he wants to make right now, and he wants to be getting those drones out ASAP. He's not fully saturated yet, so that kind of stinks a bit.
Yeah, he did see the 3rd command center though, so you can be kind of confident that there's no super aggression coming towards him, but of course, you know, there is always that possibility of Banshees, etc. And we do see a starboard on the way, but only 1 gas. I'm imagining this is probably just going to be the Viking coming out again in a few moments' time. So fast lair though for Petraeus, so looking as though it's going to be 2 base Mutalisks, with extra gases coming in.
Yeah, that's right, and that's pretty good for Petraeus, because if we look at uThermal, actually he's going for the Banshee now, like a late 3cc Banshee off of 1 gas, so looks like is he gonna get cloak with this still? Yeah, so he's
Nah,
gonna delay like stim a lot and get cloak maybe.
I don't know
I
if
don't
you will.
know.
I think with only a single Banshee and this late as well, I'm not sure if it's really worthwhile. Because you
Yeah.
do need to get Sim started at some point. It looks as though his barracks is just going to go down on it. Go
Yeah,
down
so
on the
he's
tech
gonna
map.
be getting stim there. So yeah, no cloak, one banshee. Oh, Reapers might get caught, not a getaway. Nice.
Yeah. I think the single Banshee is kind of nice to deal with kind of any kind of potential all-in or something. Just as like kind of a safety factor. And to mix
Yeah.
things up a little bit, but I mean, considering it's kind of 2 base middlers, it's not really going to be that useful at all. He can maybe deny the third base for a little while longer, which is kind of nice, because you know the longer you can keep the Zerg player back, I imagine is the better it's going to be for the Terran player. But engineering bay is on the way down, and he will take an upgrade lead, which is kind of the one thing Zerg really does sacrifice when rushing out this lair tech in the Spire.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm with you on that. I like this as well for the reason, not investing in the cloak. Just that third base is going to be delayed for a little bit. The drone is kind of hiding there now. He's going to be able to put some pressure on the queens maybe, but there's a fair amount of lings. It looks like Petraeus is scared of Telebas right now. He's making some banelings.
Yeah.
There is no armory down.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of...
But
You actually have to surround here, so these bins can kill everything, and that really shouldn't happen. Yeah, that's really nice. That takes away like all of the map control of uThermal early on here, and it's not kind of... It's kind of annoying, because now it means the creep spread more than anything is going to kind of go crazy through the middle of the map. He has no way to deny that until Medivacs come out really and stims, so that's going to be kind of annoying. Third base in the way, and first muteless is coming out as well.
yeah, and it's also annoying because when he goes for those, or when those two medivacs are out, and when he has 1-1, or where's the evasing the wall? Okay, so when his upgrades that haven't even started kicks in and he starts to move across the map, he's going to be lacking like 6 Hellbats potentially in his army as well. So his move out later on is going to be a lot more weaker than it could have been, losing all those Hellions and Reapers too. So really nice start for Petraeus. And the Meteor right now gets the Banshee. That's nice for him.
Yeah, he's going to chase down that Viking as well, which is just taking down a Overlord to try and clear up the third base. So I mean, uThermal just sitting back on 2 bases right now, which is obviously what Petraeus wants to achieve with these mutalisks. Even if he doesn't kill many SCVs, he's going to be kind of okay, because he's buying himself time to get his own upgrade started, drawing up a little bit. He loses 1 muter, but again, I think he's alright here. That Viking's still being a little bit annoying to the top side of the map, though.
Yeah, that is annoying. He's gonna want to kill that as soon as possible. He's just checking, making sure there are turrets placed down before going for the Viking, making sure he doesn't miss any kind of opportunity there. But sees the turret and turns around to hunt that Viking down. Meanwhile, just droning up a lot. And the upgrades are looking pretty even, but of course, mining from that third base is a really big advantage. So in the next few minutes, he's gonna be able to get a lot of army out to deal what uThermal has. And is that second Viking? That's kind of odd.
Does he have 2? Yeah, I think he made another one when he saw his mutalisks, and just to make sure he had quite just enough anti-air out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's going to take this third base. He's going to take this third base, turret up, bunker it up. I mean, I don't know how much you played 2 base meter, but do you think Petraeus has done enough here to kind of hold on, or do you think his opening's been successful so far?
Yeah, it's I've played a little bit of 2 base meter, and I'd say when your third base as a Zerg is fully saturated with the gases as well, and the Terran is just about landing his third, and your fourth is on the way now, and the macro hatch is finished, I'll give an edge to Petraeus here, because he's fully set up, so he's going to be able to start a lot of unit production now, even squeezing into more drones, and he's probably going to transfer to the fourth later as well, so all this is on Muta, kind of sucks. But yeah, I'm liking Petraeus' position. I'm going to give him a slight edge here, just looking at how the macro is set up compared to a normal game. I think he's a little bit ahead, but not too much, of course. uThermal is definitely still in it. But another Muta goes down.
Especially picking up these mutants.
Yeah.
Yeah, muta count's something you really want to keep going, just keep on building up throughout the game. You never want to be losing mutas at all, really. So, and he's not really getting anything done for losing the mutas. If you run into a mineral line, you pick off a couple of SCVs and you lose a muta maybe, and then you can be like, oh well, at least I got something. But he's really not doing anything. He's picking off a couple of marines, and uThermal's going to be happy to take that trade any day right now.
Yeah. Look at the drone count now. We got 72. I see about 4 or 5 kind of long distance mining towards that fourth. So it's pretty good, pretty good. And uThermal, I'm looking at his infrastructure now. He's got 4 tech labs. So he's going to be switching up to a lot of Marauders, actually. So that's a fair amount of tech labs, to be honest.
Yeah, I think usually...
Hellbats or Widow Mines either.
Yeah, he's just playing kind of pure bio, so, I mean, usually we see kind of 3 tech labs or so, or maybe sometimes even just 2 from Marauder production.
Yeah.
But I guess the 4th is just to kind of make up for the lack of, you know, any kind of mech in a production, because he's really going to be relying on these Marauders to tank a lot more of the Baneland shots and the Zergling fire, or the Zergling attacks, as opposed to kind of the mines cleaning up as much, etc. So, kind of interesting. I imagine he's going to have to add 4s in soon, though, to help deal with the middle at least.
Yeah, I think he will eventually on that factor, but now that I think about it a bit more, actually, I've not played uThermal that many times myself, but I think he's kind of known for doing this, where he doesn't actually make any Hellbats or Widowmines, he just goes mass barracks, and even 2 additional barracks at that third base going up now with reactors. So he's just going to go mass Marine Marauder, and I think that's what he just likes to do, and it's what he did to me, or versus me earlier today as well, so I think this is personal preference, and it's, you know, completely fine. Relies a lot on micro, not so much on like bit of RNG, like good Widowmine shots, bad Widowmine shots. It's just,
we have some Banelings rolling to this third base, but nice pull away by uThermal. He loses a supply depot and maybe a couple of SCVs here, but not too much. But run by into the main base as well with some Zerglings is annoying, but he is moving across the map, so this is nice by Petraeus, but uThermal's not turning around, which is one of the main things I think Petraeus was looking for here. So he's still got a lot of units in production, which means right now his army is very weak to actually just straight up fight. So he really does need to take a good engagement here, and let's see what happens. uThermal stims.
Very deep on creep right now, so these Banelings are going to be able to connect to these Marines relatively easily, and yeah, uThermal's getting crushed. There's a lot of Zerg left in the back, and he's going to clear this up. Not too many medevacs going down, but yeah, he's just going to leave.
I mean, you know, if he maybe trades a little bit better there, and you know doesn't have that run by going on at the same time, then I think I think he's kind of okay, right? Because you know he can just reproduce and whatever. But I think it was kind of a desperation move because he saw the run bys come in. I think he maybe initially moved out and fought. I was on the edge creep, clean up a bit, play slow. But as the run bys came in, he was like, right, I have to do something. I have to get some damage done, and so he committed deeper and onto the creep, as he said. And you just can't really fight on creep against a Zerg player who has a pretty sick concave setup, a lot of Banelings ready. It doesn't really end well.
Yeah, it's a lot of Banelings, and it was kind of like a panic move, like, oh shit, you know, it's a run, but I gotta do something right now, and he went for it. But also, you know, the fact that he GG'd there, I mean, he had no 4th base right, no 3-3 on the way. I think there was very much on the way. There was like nothing kind of going into the late game that he had going for him, and I was looking at the UI thing, I think 17 SCVs or 16 went down from that run by alone, so that's reason enough to tap out. So.
His strategy was very much so based on momentum. You know, you get momentum from one fight and you just keep pushing it, and more so than usual in TVZ because he just has only bio units coming, so it's kind of a bit stronger than usual. But here it was really just, I mean, you lose everything. It's just you know you don't have the momentum basically. So. You said you played it against it a bit earlier. Like, what usually goes a bit differently that maybe works a bit better for uThermal in that sort of position?
Oh, I just missed the last part of what you said. I hope that wasn't.
So you said you played. You said you played against him earlier. Like, what do you think usually goes a bit different for uThermal, like to kind of make that kind of style work? Because again, it's not kind of the most standard TVZ style.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, the game that he played versus me earlier today was a bit different. He went for like a Hellbat timing that got completely shut down. So it's kind of similar to the game that Petraeus just had in this game, except I was maybe even a little bit more ahead because he went Cloak Banshee and that did nothing as well. So it's kind of just straightforward. I was just 2 ahead, I think. So I think he can play different openers. So it kind of depends on his opener and how behind or even the game is. In that game in particular, like you got to be wary of those run-bys. I think it's something that Petraeus really likes to do. So uThermal has to be ready on that. Maybe get some like supply depots on the sides of his base, or like Marines kind of scouting so he gets some time to react to the run-by, so you can actually raise the depots in time. Like you said, you kind of need momentum to really make it work, I think, especially when there's no 4th or 3-3 on the way there. So just has to be more wary of the run-bys and bit more careful with the Hellions. You know, he lost all those 6 Hellions, the 3 Reapers, and the Banshee got very low, like right away. Got to be more careful with the harassment units that you do make. He thought that Petraeus didn't have as many links as he did have, so it was a risky move by him to go on to creep into the natural of Petraeus, and it kind of, you know, just hurt him a lot going into the mid game.
Alright, let's see what happens in game number 3. We're going into Secret Spring, as in the right-hand side of the map we have Petraeus from My Insanity.
And in the bottom left of Secret Spring, we've got our purple Terran player, down 0-1, playing for AT Gaming. It is uThermal.
Alright, so Secret Spring is a map which a lot of players hate, because it's just kind of stupid. Like, you said you have it vetoed right now, right? When you were playing against Lambo.
I do, yeah. I think it's a pain, man. I don't know. I mean, one big thing, especially in CVT, that third base is so far away. So you're limited in terms of strategy choice, which is one annoying part about the map. But also this kind of choke point in the middle. It's hard to really counterattack and do much on the map, so I kind of just feel very limited, and there's a lot of features that makes it really tricky to play in all matchups, to be honest. It feels a bit gimmicky.
Yeah,
so,
and Petraeus
yeah,
already kind of... Petraeus, I think, agreeing with you here. He's opened to 14-14, so, I mean, already he's going to be looking for pretty fast Zerglin speed. It wasn't gas first, it was just pool and gas, but he's going to be looking for pretty fast speed here to try and maybe get something done early on. There's just going to be 2 Racks Reaper Archer from uThermal. I mean, this is another great map for Reapers just because of the surface area around the main base, so not really too surprising to see this come out now.
Yeah, this is kind of... Was it 14-14 you said, or 15-15?
It might have been 15-15. I didn't see exactly.
Okay, because for me it's kind of different. I'm just thinking if he was planning something with this, or if it's just a defensive move, like I mentioned earlier, that I've seen Koreans recently, some of them open like 15-15 just to be really, really safe and get speeding really quickly to just push all the Reapers back very early on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, this is fantastic for Petraeus, man. This is so rough for uThermal, going for 2 Racks Reaper before CC versus 15-15. I mean, this is a nightmare position for him. Petraeus having that base almost finished now, his natural base. He's gonna have speed really quickly, so this is painful.
I wonder if uThermal just doesn't make more Reapers, because, like, I wonder if he just goes into, okay, he's gonna keep making them. Like, obviously it's a bit of a tough position, and, like, you know, if he's committed to it, but I wonder if there's, like, a way for him to just expand and maybe just add a tech lab and a reactor kind of fast instead, and, you know, maybe give up on the Reaper aggression and just kind of do something a bit different, but I guess he's just gonna go for it, because he's probably not practiced too much else instead.
Yeah.
I mean, he can still get stuff done, but it's going to be hard.
He's on a clock, right? With these extra links on the way now. Whenever speed finishes, you know, it's gonna be lights out for these Reapers. They're gonna have to retreat right away. So yeah, he could try. I mean, he's just gonna be so behind. Like whatever he.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what he can do. Like.
No, I know. I mean,
style, 1 base Hellbat, let's go. I don't know.
Speed kicks in, and I mean, his natural command center is only just on the way right now. And at this point, Petraeus probably doesn't even need to make any more Zerglings. He can just drone up more or less. I mean, he's got 8 more on the way. After this, I mean, he's pretty much safe. There's a couple more Reapers coming across, but as long as his queens aren't too far out of position at any point, I really just feel as though he's going to be completely fine. A 3rd command center comes down as well right now for uThermal. But again, I mean, well, he's not doing anything with these Reapers. He's actually getting a little bit of damage done here. This has been some nice control, and he can escape, of course. Jumps down there, doesn't lose anything, which is nice.
Yeah, that's not bad. Petraeus gonna make a few more links. One thing that's interesting to me right now, Petraeus is still mining gas. So in my eyes, this is looking similar to, well, it's not really similar, it's a completely different situation, but I think he's gonna be going for that 2-base Mura again. Mining this gas, he's gonna go for a quick lair, I'd imagine. I don't think he's gonna all in with this. And there's the lair, okay.
Right, so lair coming down, I mean, Reapers are still coming across the map, and I mean, uThermal, yeah, he has 2 barracks back at home, but he has no early Marines or anything, so he really will still kind of be limited in terms of his anti-air here. Has he seen the lair yet? Not yet. He's about to see it right now, so now he kind of knows what he's up against, which is probably gonna make him stop building Reapers, because I mean, he's still making Reapers right now. The 3rd barracks on the way.
Yeah, I guess he has some time still. 3rd CC actually on the way. That's pretty fast, 3rd CC. And 3rd barrack is nice, yeah, I like that. Not going for the factory, just getting out of the barracks to be able to get that Marine production later on. But I think this should be the last 2 Reapers. It would be crazy if he continued to make them, honestly.
Yeah, I think
really
he needs to get a tech lab down, reactor, and just start building up his actual army, because I mean, Reapers are, he's got mass Reapers right now, and they're doing something, they're attacking these queens and forcing transfuses, but there's only so much they can do, and especially with what's soon to be Mutilus on the map, then they're really going to be completely useless.
Yep, yeah, that's for sure. And Petraeus, he wants to be droning, but this is a lot of Reapers, so he's forced to make 12 rings right now. I think he's fully saturated though, so at this point it's actually completely okay to start massing lanes, just to kind of get those Reapers out of the way. Good control though, keeping that queen alive, but cost-effective Reapers, the problem is they're good right now, but later on when there's like a lot of lanes, they could just all die instantly, so they're gonna lose in terms of value later on.
Reapers popping back up here and picking off a few more links. I mean, they're still doing an okay job. Resources lost is stacking up against Petraeus, and I mean, with 3 CCs, uThermal's economy isn't that terrible. A lot of it comes down to, I feel, how much the Mutalisks can do, whether he can take that 3rd, whether he can get up to his 3rd base and keep uThermal back long enough. Moving forward again here with the links, the Reaper's just backing off, but looks as though Petraeus is going to keep on committing, but he'll just hop to the high ground now. 4 queens though.
Oh. Nice, they're getting the links on the high ground, but he just jumps down. So yeah, some nice control by uThermal. These links are going to give chase. He's going to try and use the terrain here to kill as many links as he can, but looks like this should be the end of it.
Oh. He just kind of breaks through, but yeah, there's way too many zircons now.
The links, man. But if you look at the resources now, actually surprisingly, he just went completely even after that, so Reapers are expensive.
Yeah, I mean, 50-50, and I mean, he had, what, 12 Reapers? So that's like, that's 600 gas, 600 minerals, just on Reapers. Like, it's kind of crazy, like, the amount of stuff he could have instead of, like, it's crazy. And I mean, right now he's got no upgrades, his engineering base is only just coming into play. He doesn't have any, like, he's got first 2 medevacs on the way, but 10 Mutalisks coming out, and he's got 50 Marines, so he should be okay against the Mutalisks, but I just feel as the game goes on, Petraeus is in a pretty good position. He's actually down on workers right now, but he's only on 2 bases, so it's not like he's in a massive rush to get that 3rd base saturated.
Yeah, this is really odd. I'm not sure, like, it feels like Petraeus is supposed to be, like, really ahead, just looking at the openers. What they were, but uThermal are really making the most of those Reapers until they died. And I mean, he should be able to hold on here. He's got 1-1 on the way now. Petraeus does not have 1-1 on the way, but he's got a lot of mutas. So in terms of army value, he's looking pretty good. This is a pretty strong
he's
army.
getting stuff. He's getting some damage done with mutas as well, which is very important. He's picking off quite a few SCVs actually. So far, 11. Actually, wow, 11 workers killed. I didn't think it was quite that many. So 11 workers killed is pretty nice here. Most of the mutas get out as well. And this sets uThermal back. uThermal was in a bit of a lead in terms of his worker count before, but now Petraeus retakes that. And of course, Petraeus can continue droning up very quickly now that 3rd base is up and running. He has that extra production available to him. And uThermal actually forced to turn his 3rd CC around here.
Yeah, and, uThermal's, even though he's got pretty good upgrades, Petraeus is not too far behind on that, but uThermal's production is not really where he wants it to be at this point. Petraeus is fully saturated at his 3rd bait already, and this 3rd CC doesn't seem like it will be landing anytime soon, even sniping off a reactor there, so it's starting to look pretty good for Petraeus. This factory is just gonna fly off. I guess he doesn't really need it. He does have the starport already.
It's kind of weird though, still, I mean...
For armory, it's on the way as well, so I guess it's fine to lose it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I wonder, I mean, it must... I don't know, like, does he gain anything at all by flying it over to the other side of the map? Like,
yeah, that's true as well. Maybe he just wants to distract the muta as well, tearing up this 3rd. I don't know. It's a bit weird. Maybe. Imagine if the starport gets sniped later on by the muta. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Rebuild the factory first.
I mean, I guess it confirms that at least it confirms for us that he's just gonna play pure bio. So yeah, he's gonna try and do what he did on that last map. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill the reactor on it, which is already annoying. But of course, not not too big of a deal. He's actually just gonna throw that back over. It's just been annoying, and uThermal gonna try retake his third base again. But Petraeus, he's up to 73 drones now, so his economy is looking good, and well, doesn't want to lose their meters.
This is cute. Yeah, Petraeus is looking fantastic. His map choice is so much ahead of uThermal. He's even getting his 7th and 8th gas at his 4th base right now. That just shows how ahead he is. Getting so many drones there and those gases so early, despite not having been attacked once. Normally you're not able to do that at all versus Terran if it's a normal even game. So that just kind of shows how good of a position Petraeus is in. It's really taking command and killing some SCVs.
These meters just continuing to find openings, and this is the thing. I mean, you said on this map that third base is so far away, but in this game it's actually hurting the Terran player more than the Zerg, just because uThermal's never really been able to be aggressive past those early Reapers, and now we've got Zerglings breaking their way through the rocks on the south side as well, so run by is about to kick in, and I mean, everything just continues to get worse and worse here for uThermal.
Yeah, this is a really good move. I think because of the map layout, I don't really picture uThermal making a bunker before he moves out at his third base, so that run by could do so much damage.
So I spot it. He spots it with a single marine, so he knows it's there, so
good thinking.
So that's nice. He can start preparing for that at least with a bunker and sign up a bit of a wall as well, I suppose. So I'm not reacting just yet, but I guess he's not planning on moving out just yet, which is maybe a little bit weird actually, because his 2-2's about to finish. So now is kind of the best time to move out. It looks as though he's just actually going to attack down this south side with his army, so that's why he's not setting up just yet defensively. He's back in towards the main base though, and just being a little bit annoying once again.
Yeah, Petraeus is going for a really high meter count kind of playstyle and getting an infestation pit as well, feeling that confident in this game. Which is kind of interesting. I mean, uThermal, having lost the factory, I mean, that's one point as well. He's not going to be able to make Thors unless he remakes like 2 factories or something, which is quite unlikely. So going up to a high meter count is going to be really good in this game because there's going to be no Thors, and there's always going to be a lot of potential for like 30 meters to do a lot of damage. But he's just going to bring them with his army and fight off creep. This is one way for uThermal to kind of get back into it if he takes a good fight off creep, but Petraeus realizes that that's not maybe the best idea. He's going to pull back onto creep, make sure he gets a good fight.
This is a huge army for uThermal right now. 146 army supplied to 105 because he's lost a fair few SCVs, and I mean, there's not that much of a bank built up for Petraeus either because he's invested into an infestation pit and meter upgrades and hives. So this is maybe a little bit scary for him right now, as he's got a lot more Banes coming in though. So it depends how well it depends on the Bane history. But Muta's counterattacking again, and that third base is going to die. So now uThermal's all in.
Yeah, exactly, and that third base dying, I think that's going to prompt uThermal to go a lot more aggressive and more deep onto creep, which is going to be a similar situation to the last game on Catalina, where he just kind of went for it onto creep, like we see now, and then Petraeus has good chances to take a good fight.
Petraeus is a little bit supply blocked right now. A few Banelings being cancelled as well. He's actually pretty much on pure Baneling, which is really interesting, but uThermal split's really not that great right now, and I mean, he's on creep as well, and he just gets absolutely crushed.
Yeah, on creep, it's too hard when those Banelings are too fast. GG, wow.
Wow, that was a pretty fast series. 3-0 for Petraeus there. And
Petraeus is good, man.
Petraeus is pretty good, man. He beat MMA the other day, and now he beats uThermal 3-0. His EVT looks great so far, so
yeah. Yeah, he's
really
strong, that's for sure.
Yeah,